Okay, so hi guys, welcome to voyipafrica. Today we want to talk about the role of student leaders in promoting national development. With me is a gentleman to help me talk about this issue. Okay, so in the past we saw how students champion national development. We can talk about West African Students Union and all those student unions that were at the forefront of ensuring that Africa is liberated from colonial rule. When we compare those times to now, what do you say is the difference? Do you think now students leaders are doing more than what they were doing then?
Fair to say, but it's true and not true because the thing is that if you look at the earlier times, I can remember we had British Congress of West Africa, National Congress of British West Africa. I mean, there were students who had gone to study abroad, and so they played major roles in the liberation struggle. But if you look at what is happening now, I think at their time they had a common enemy, if I'm permitted to say, and that was the imperialists. Okay, so they were united, they had one common cause. But if you look at what is happening now, there has been an influx of partisan politics in student leadership, and I think that has divided the core mandate of student leaders. And I think we have, to some extent, contributed a lot. I can remember, if you look at what we have now, Get Fun, it was championed by the University of Ghana SRC and the National Union of Ghana students. I mean, this is a program that is geared towards helping students and also contributing to national development. We can also talk about some advocacies that student leaders have, advanced over the years and made some tremendous, effects. So I think it is safe to say that the difference now is not that much, but we have lost our focus as student leaders, and it's because of the influx of partisan politics in the very fabric of our student politics.
Yeah, so this issue of partisan politics, we have seen how parties, I mean, let's just say the two major political parties in Ghana, for instance, have got involved in student issues and they are influencing a whole lot of things on campuses. Should we begin to reconsider our commitment to those associations that are making us divided so that we can have a united front to fight the ills in our political systems?
Well, I think what we don't get as student leaders is that there's a difference between being political and being partisan. I think as student leaders, we have sold our conscience to partisan politics, and to some extent, we have lost that independence as leaders. And so, what you say or what you might not say would perhaps come from a perceived background, or say maybe his MPP or pro MPP or pro NDC. So, whatever you are saying, perhaps would be censored in a way. So no, you might not see the forces, but the person even speaking to you is perhaps mindful of the fact that this might go against my political party and it might affect me as an individual. If you look at these things, I think that is what is impeding the progress of student leadership, partisan politics. But to me, I think if we can move beyond that sort of partisan politics in our scheme of things. And one, we need to start being independent. You can be political, but you need to be independent. As a student leader, reason why you shouldn't be political. You can be political, but when you are over partisan, when you are too partisan in what you do, it affects the things that you say. Perhaps maybe there are some advocacies that genuinely that would contribute to national development, but because of your political inclination, you might not want to touch it. So you are denying the very people you lead the opportunity to demand what is right from the government. And as a leader, you need not filter some of these things. You need to take everything head on as a leader. So basically, I think we need to go back and rekindle our independence as student leaders.
Talking about elections, student elections on campuses, um, we see the clear hands of 10 TESCON factors on campus elections. What would be your reaction to that, and what do you want to tell the students out there?
Well, basically, I think this is a fact. Tain Tescon has come to stay. It will continue, and as a matter of fact, it will continue to meddle in the student politics of every campus. But the issue is that we have to move beyond just I am Tain, I'm Tescon, and I'm voting for this candidate because he's Tain or she's Tescon. We have to enter a realm where we vote for ideas, feasible policies, advocacy. We have to move beyond simple party gimmicks into the field of experience, the field of who can do the job. Because when you don't do that and you vote for people based on the party affiliation, what you have is you just have a rubber stamp there. These are people who just want to occupy positions and lead for leadership's sake. And would you be happy to know that these people you have voted for because you are Tain or Tescon, they might be answering to their political godfathers and not directly helping to ensure that your pleas and your plights are actually heard at the management level. So basically, I think we should move beyond just voting because of party affiliation.
Okay, interesting, interesting. So basically, we can say that student leaders or the student leadership front is not very united, and that is what is causing us all this. So how do you think we can bring about this unity that will help us to be able to champion causes that will develop the nation?
First of all, I think it's very important. Unity is important in every administration, every organization, but we have to stop seeing each other as different. Okay, KNUST leadership, University of Ghana leadership, university leadership. No, we have to see ourselves as students of universities. Okay, and if we see ourselves like that and not distinct, I think we can make progress. And secondly, we have to strengthen our institutions. There's USAG, that is University Students Association. There's NUCS, and also there are the independent SRCs across board. If we are able to strengthen these institutions to act independently, I think we can have a course of action and also to ensure change. But the important thing is that we have to instill in ourselves discipline, that is one. And also, secondly, we also have to build ourselves with the necessary skill sets. Okay, self improvement is one of the major things that student leaders need to do. If you are well equipped politically, you are well equipped with the necessary skills and also with the things that you can also boast of. You are able to speak where you are called upon without any prejudice. You are able to function independently without having to depend on anybody. When you are doing all these things on your own, when you call on government or you call on institutions, they are going to say that, oh, these people are already doing massive. It is important that we all join hands. But everything, there's no advocacy, there's always been a dormant leadership. You don't do anything at all. So when you can only go to them to sponsor programs that are perhaps just going to be the norm, and we don't see anything. People ask, you are always organizing programs, but there's no impact, and that is the problem. Student leaders have to move beyond just organizing seminars. Okay, we have to ensure capacity building individuals. If you are able to impact the lives of even 10 students, these are people who are perhaps going to be some people in future, and they can also point to a leadership that perhaps influence their lives positively. So I think these are some of the things we can do to ensure that we are united. We have to strengthen our institutions, the student bodies. We also have to develop our skills as individuals, also ensure that at our own pace we are disciplined enough to even obey our own rules and regulations that are governing the schools. We see student leaders playing all sort of diabolical maneuvers on campuses, and it's like they are boasting of who can outmaneuver or who can outsmart one in diabolical schemes. For me, I think it is not the best. I think we are nurturing ourselves to be able to govern the country. So if it is what you are doing at the student level, imagine if we entrust the nation in your hands. It's going to be disaster. So I think we should move beyond who is the chief schemer, who can plot, who can make things work in that sort of. To me, I don't agree with that sort of politics. We can contest when it comes to ideas, we can contest with policies, but we should not be resentful towards each other and all that. If we see ourselves as one, If we see ourselves beyond 10 and TESCON, I think we can function as an organizations that can champion student cause and also promote national development.
Okay, so on the national front, we see how education that we don't really see any form of certainty in the educational systems, and also as we speak, what was it, the University Teachers Association? They are on strike, and nothing seems to be moving. As a student leader, what is your reaction to this?
Well, I think the UTAC strike is one that is unfortunate. This is something that should have been resolved earlier on, because if you are looking at the time, this is the time final year students are supposed to write their final exams and graduate. But the most important thing is that when these things happen, it is we, the students, that suffer. And because we don't have a united front to actually cause or effect changes in whatever is happening at the national discourse, nobody even regard us. They call you to come and speak, and at the end of the day, it's just another talk. Nothing happens. But if University Students Association, USAG, was strong and vibrant, students in the universities could have a say in whatever is happening. Although we are a third party to it, but we are the direct victims of the impasse between UTAG and government. And I'm taking this opportunity to call on government to also make a commitment to ensure that the whatever UTAG is asking for is perhaps even heard. Okay, if you play this sort of dilly dally games with an essential workforce like teachers, it's not going to play out well. And I also cited, a release coming from some, I don't know whether it's unsolicited sources or what, but the Medical Association of Ghana was also fingered to also embark on a strike in October. These are essential workforces that we must protect at all costs. Imagine doctors are on strike, teachers are on strike. The country will ground to a halt. So basically, I think government should make a commitment, at ensuring that most of the provisions they are calling for, if not met, but they meet them halfway. And I'm calling on all the stakeholders who are party to this impasse to reconsider their decisions and also come to the negotiation table so that things can be ironed out. We are talking about the future of students. We are talking about the future of this nation, because I believe students, when not nurtured well, perhaps I would not be able to contribute to my quotas national development if this is the sort of education that I am being, pushed through. I mean, even if you come to the University of Ghana, we are already running a 6 week semester. It doesn't happen. This is something new to us, and upon all that, we are also confronted with this, challenge. So basically, I think it's unfortunate, and we are calling on all those who are party to the conflict to come back to the negotiation table and iron issues out.
So soon we have come to the end of the conversation. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel so that anytime we upload new videos, you get to see. Thank you once again for watching. Bye.